Hello everyone and welcome to another video. My name is Paul Shakuri. Now this video, I want to really reach out to you, the entrepreneur, you, the sales professional who's going out there and presenting your products and services, but getting rejected, but more importantly, besides getting rejected, not even getting the time and day for your potential prospects to even talk to you, right? You get not interested often, or people don't really want to do business with you because you can't even progress. You can't seem to gain traction. Do you feel this way? Have you ever tried to go out there and present your products and services and feel like everybody's rejecting you, nobody wants what I have to offer, or even if I do start to gain traction and move forward, they tell me they just don't want it. So what's going on? And if you already follow me, you will notice that I'm a big why person. You see, if we can understand exactly why people do what they do, you can present a solution. You can come up with a fix. Think about your automobile. If you have a problem where the car just won't start, well, it's not just because it doesn't just randomly not start. There's a certain reason, there's a certain problem, and we need to understand why the car's not starting. So why? Because we can fix it then. And I'm not one to talk about how to fix a car because I'm the worst person to with repairs and maintenance. But there's a certain reason why. And whether it's the starter, it's the switch, it's the fuse, if you understand what the problem is, well, now you know what needs to be replaced. And this concept is no different for salespeople and entrepreneurs who are trying and fighting to gain people's attention. Now, think about this. Especially in the world we live in. Do you know that, like I always say, the true statistic shows we have less of an attention span than an actual goldfish. Really, folks, we have less of an attention span than a goldfish. So if we have less of an attention span, and on top of it, as a business entrepreneur, as a salesperson, our whole goal is to win and gain the attention of our potential customers, right? Because this is what we want to do. We want to get attention. We want to scream, attention, listen to me. Attention, focus on me. Why? Because if we have the potential customer's attention, we can then present a solution for them, right? Which is a solution, which is your products and services that can fill a possible need. Okay, so we can fill a possible need solution but it all starts off and stems from getting their attention. So you're not getting their attention. What's going on? What is the problem? Well, the first thing is you have to be lively. Now, I'm not talking, see, if you don't already know, sales is the transfer of energy and emotion. If you are passionate about a product and or service, you're going to see when you're talking to potential customers, you will be able to gain traction and momentum with them. And I'm not saying just because you're super excited, you start off like, hey, how's it going? Guess what I have to offer? You got to see this. They're going to more than likely say, no, I just don't want it. There's a simple formula. There's a step-by-step process that you need to follow. But the number one thing is you have to have some energy and excitement. Now, I'm not talking loud and rowdy like I am because I train and coach a lot of introverts and extroverts, and it's just different, but on the way you do it. If you're internally excited about what you're doing, your products and services, and people are at first saying, you know what, I'm just not interested, you can gain control by saying, oh, standing your ground and being super confident. I totally understand exactly why you wouldn't be interested. But, even better, why don't I put this back at you? Why wouldn't you, be interested in what I have to offer? I just have no, interest in, look, when people are telling you I have no interest in what you basically are offering, that is BS. There is a different symptom to that problem. And you need to understand what the symptom is. When people are not, and I'm talking 90% are not interested in what you have to offer, believe me, not necessarily is it your product and service. It's how you're presenting yourself. It's how you're locking, engaging, and how you look. Do you look like a business professional that somebody wants to do business with? Okay? You have to look the part. You need to stand strong. You need to gain confidence. You need to build that up. Because ultimately, when they're pushing you aside, And you're just taking it as, oh my gosh, okay, well, this person rejected me. Let me just go to the next person. I'm even talking if you're on LinkedIn and you're trying to reach out to another business owner and you write one in mail saying, hey, how's it going? Maybe you want to check out my products and services. And they all of a sudden say not interested. They're not really not interested. They're not interested yet. Okay? We need to learn how to communicate our message. And every product and service that we do sell is completely different. So how do we do that? You need a compelling offer with your hot buttons that you basically know your products and services can offer to your potentials. So what are some hot buttons? Now, hot buttons are things that the majority of people like about what your product and service can ultimately do and mean for them. So let's just say you have, for example, a product to where it saves lives for senior citizens. Okay, and if you're not familiar, these PERS systems, to where a senior citizen can be walking around and heaven forbid if she fell down on a walk outside, she would be able to push one button and instantly through GPS technology, she would be able to have the paramedics show up directly to her. Okay, so a lot of people, when, for example, you're presenting it to them right away, they're going to be standoff and pull up their guard and say, I don't want this, I'm not interested. Does that necessarily mean they really aren't? And even if they're not interested, how about for their grandma, their mom, or somebody who has an illness, a friend or family member? And possibly you can plant that seed to where later on, even if this person isn't quite interested, well, that person can come back and when they hear of somebody who can use this product and service, they can ultimately pass you business and you end up making the money for that. Spreading your seeds out, okay? Very important. So, jumping back into this, how do we touch upon these hot buttons? How empowering are you of a person? How excited do you wake up every single day to bring that product and service to a potential person? See, this is deep. I'm all about psychology and the psychology of sale and why people ultimately tell you yes or no and how to get them from no, because 99% of my potential customers and every single thing you're going to ever sell in your life, 99% of the people are going to say no, they don't want it, and they're not interested. And the reality is, because of my thousands and thousands of accounts and things that I've sold, I found out after asking them, hey, do you remember that you told me you weren't quite interested, you didn't quite want what I had to offer? Did you exactly know why that was the case? Do you mind sharing with me? Yeah, to be quite honest, Paul, I didn't know that your product or service would do this, 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 and this, and ultimately that it would only cost me that. Okay? So this is where value. Understand that engaging, locking with people starts with excitement, but also not being timid to when you get rejected to all of a sudden turn around right away, turn your back and leave once people reject you. Look, you want to be a power closer? I want to train you into a power closing machine by building you strength. When you have strength, and I'm talking the type of strength where nothing, and I really do mean nothing, can stop you ethically from being able to say, hey, guess what? So-and-so, 3 people out of 10 rejected me. That makes and means nothing to me, okay? Ultimately, I'm not going to let that absorb inside my system, inside my psyche. I'm going to throw that out the window. And what I'm going to do is the next potential person I talk to and I bring up what my product and service can do for them, they're ultimately seeing that, wait a second, Paul here has a solution to my need. I have basically a grandma at home, which she goes on trips, long walks, and you know what? She might be able to utilize that. Boom! We sparked attention. We got the attention there. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to just do business with you right away, but now you got to shine. You can lock and engage. Don't turn around. That's my number one key driver I want to also deliver from this video. So if you found this video useful, and there's a lot to talk about, and I actually have a full video course and so much more, click on the link in the description. And please don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel so you can learn more and more about the full process of sales, being an entrepreneur, and how to become ultimately a closing machine, but more importantly, building that strength. So 2 things. 1, I need you to smash the subscribe button on YouTube. And then also on top of that, click the link in the description to grab my free video content and so much more. I'll look out for seeing you in more of my videos.